thank you all for joining. And this is quite a last-minute session, but actually with all the deluge of product updates that came out last week relating to Content Assistant, I had to do this session and wanted to keep everyone up to date. So the recording will be available afterwards for people who couldn't jump on this. But let me just share my screen and then I'll do some introductions as well. So today's session is around introducing HubSpot's Content Assistant. Very exciting new tool or set of tools in HubSpot, which is essentially using generative AI. So I don't know if any of you have sort of got into that, heard about it, but HubSpot are basically bringing it to the tool in lots of different areas. So I'll be going through that. A quick introduction. So I'm Jem, I'm head of success at BabelQuest, and a couple of others on the call, Carrie and Laura, are our account managers who stand alongside me in the success team. So one of us will be the ones emailing you and keeping you up to date with product updates and things like this. For today, I'll lead this session. But yeah, if you've got any questions, please do drop them in the chat and either Laura or Carrie will shout at me and tell me to answer them if I haven't noticed them. And we'll have lots of time for Q&A at the end. Quick introduction of what we're going to do. So I'm going to do an introduction of Content Assistant, some quick demos, we've got about 3 or 4 different areas of the tool I'm going to show you in practice, and then your next steps as well. So what you can do to start using this in your own business, and then time for some Q&A. And that's all within half an hour. So we'll get started. Okay, so a bit of an introduction for you. So Content Assistant, this helps you to ideate, create and share AI-powered content all in one place. So that's obviously some HubSpot wording, but essentially it's going to help you spark creativity. No more looking at that blank page, which I personally find an absolute nightmare. If you're trying to write a blog post and you've got a blank page, or even some sales outreach, actually having nothing on the page isn't a great place to start. So sparking some creativity with some ideas to begin with. Increasing your efficiency. So this is having an assistant in your back pocket, essentially, that's going to help you to be more efficient and to get to the important work rather than having to constantly think up ways to position things. And it's also going to future-proof you as well. Obviously, as the climate is changing, AI is coming in more and more, and actually this can keep you up and competitive with competitors who might be using other types of AI as well. The great thing about this is it's already baked into HubSpot, so it's starting to get you into those tools without needing to dive into investing in lots of new tools. So, and it's ready to use as soon as you turn on the beta. So a few of the things that it can help with, for marketers, it can generate blog post ideas. It can actually create outlines, and I'll show you this as well. It can draft blog posts. You can rewrite, summarize, and change tone of all of those things. You can improve marketing email copy, draft landing pages, content and headlines, and also social media posts. I know quite a few of those I'll show you how to do today. And then from a sales perspective and service, you can draft introduction emails from sales. That's gone across 2 lines. That's not helpful. Draft introduction sales emails. You can draft follow-up emails, draft cold emails if needed, and also knowledge-based articles. So kind of related to blogs, but actually sitting in the service tool instead. You can also, as I'll show you today, draft inbox responses. So if you're using the conversations inbox in HubSpot, this can help you get started in there as well. The one thing we'll always say, and I'll reiterate this at the end, is whatever the AI tool's used for, it will always need some human input. This is, as I said before, it's really to spark that creativity and to get something down. But what I'm finding this quite useful for is to get you started, but actually you then need to add your own thoughts into that. It's very much like we would say for sales emails, for example, absolutely use a sales sequence, but tailor the emails as you're setting them up for sending them out. purely because actually even having the same email sent out to everyone isn't personalized. It's not going to have the same response rate. It's the same for AI. Like, don't just use something that's out of the box. Actually use it and then apply your own kind of thought to it as well. So I'm going to dive. Has anyone got any questions before I dive into a few demos?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Can I just say it, or was I like write it?
No, say it. It's fine.
Yeah. Is this tool learning for what you like? So if you're liking more one kind of a style, it will give you that kind of, writing in the future, or it depends on the prompt on whatever you write?
I think overall it will depend more on the prompt. I think the system overall, and there is a bit of a disclaimer when you turn it on, is feeding back into OpenAI and learning as a whole, but it's not necessarily learning for your instance. Okay. So yeah, it would be when you select the tone, which I'll show you in a minute, between like professional, witty, all that kind of stuff, it will more rely on that, but over time it will be better at that.
Yeah, but you need to start from zero all the time. It's like ChatGPT that is not learning from, I like this kind of writing, can you please write me again? In the future, it's not doing that. Okay.
At the moment, no, but who knows? At the moment it's in the early stages, so I'd say it's probably something that will develop, but at the moment it's very much based on prompts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay, we'll dive into some demos. So first one I'm going to do is sales outreach. So this at the moment is specific to Gmail. So I'm going to show you this. Oh, this is where technology fails me. So let's dive into here. So I've got an email that I've got up. So what you'll notice is if you've got the tools turned on in your HubSpot portal, you can actually click write an email for me here. And then you can choose what sort of email you're actually hoping to write. So an introduction email, cold outreach, follow-up email. So for now, I want to do introduction. What are you selling? So I'm going to say HubSpot's Content Assistant, and I want to do it to, let's choose her name, Mary Doe, and head of operations at Made Up Co. A few words. I'd like to introduce the new tools from HubSpot and book a call to discuss. You can then select the tone of your email. So professional, helpful, witty. I'm going to go with helpful and also optimistic, and click generate. It will wear away a little bit in the background, and then you've got something delivered to you. You can, as I said, you'd want to alter this, but if you read this and you think, actually, this isn't right, you can then generate more up here. It will keep that one that you already had on there, but it will also make a second option that's something slightly different. So when it has had a go at that. Okay, you've then got two options. So it's giving you a subject line and it's giving you the rest of the information as well. So I'm going to select this one and insert content, and that drops it in, lets me take the subject, and I've got something to work on there. So then I can fill that in as needed and work from there. So that is the basic tool there. Any questions on that one in Gmail? No. Okay. No problem. The next one I want to go through is blog posts. So if you're in the blog post tool in HubSpot, you would be where you write your content. All you need to do here, unlike the email where it's got the button, you actually just need to do a / in your blogs. So once you've done that / you get the different options. I'm going to show you a couple of different ones here. So we've got the outline first of all, which is write an SEO friendly outline for an article on HubSpot's Content Assistant. We'll click generate, and what it will do is it will pull together suggested headers, sections, So we've got here the different sections it's suggesting we do, and it's really quite detailed. So there's actually quite a lot there. If I click insert, it's suggesting a whole load of options and details there that will build out a good article. What you could then do is take this and you could then generate a paragraph. So if I take this one, and we go / generate a paragraph, if I paste that in there, and it will look to generate it. And we can see, again, quite a lot of text. It would need editing and fact checking, that kind of thing, but it's something to go on the page. So as you can see, you could very quickly put together some content in there. And then you just have to go through, fact check, edit, make sure it suits your business's tone, but it's getting you somewhere with that. The next one I want to show you on here, if we just go through it, is the generate ideas. So HubSpot Content Assistant. And again, it's just going to give you a list of titles, essentially. So just some ideas. So obviously, I will say this isn't negating the need for SEO, for research and keyword research, that kind of thing, but it's just giving you a starting point. So I would say taking these and then thinking about your SEO and what keywords you might be using would be great from there. Has anyone got any questions on the blog? So there's a few different ways you can use it in blogs, basically. Yeah, it would be very simple. So I'm not going to actually show you the landing pages one today because we've got limited amount of time, but it's exactly the same in there. So for a landing page, you would go in there, click the / and be able to generate those different ideas, different paragraphs, that kind of thing. Equally the same for marketing emails. You would go in, again, click the / and generate sections of your email through that. The next one I'm going to go through is the conversation inbox, I think. Let's just check. Yes, so conversations inbox. So this is a test ticket that's been created in our test portal. If I was here, I've got that come in, I want to reply to that. So actually the way this one works is slightly different. It's not, it's actually got this little lightning bolt at the bottom. You need to type some text to then use the content assistant. So I'm going to write something really short, like please provide some more information. I'm going to click the lightning bolt, and there are a few different options here. So I can change the tone to be friendly. So it changes that. You could equally expand this. So again, we kindly request that you provide us. You might want to reword it slightly to be to match your tone of business, but it just adds something and gives some ideas for that as well. You could also then shorten it, rewrite it. Just a few different options for editing, basically, just giving you that little nudge in there. And the last one I want to show you today is social. So once you are actually in the social area creating a post, it works the same way as it would in the inbox. So you've got this little icon here, and this one you don't actually have to write something first. So if you click it, it will ask what the post's about. So I'm going to put introducing HubSpot's Content Assistant. Wearing away. And as you can see, it adds some things in here. Anecdotally, the team, our BabelQuest marketing team, have been testing this and getting some ideas from it as well. Anecdotally, it can be a little bit hit and miss depends on the topic. Obviously, I've picked Content Assistant. It's probably a little bit better about talking about that. So it's worth just playing around with the way you word it and the topics, because it is obviously still learning and growing all the time. So it can be a little bit hit and miss what you get, but definitely play around with it. So this one is very long at the moment, but you can generate it again. You can select exactly which account. This is a test portal, so I haven't got accounts selected. But if I said Twitter, it can match it to that length and things like that. Generate it again. Again, lots of wording in there. So before I dive back in, has anyone got any questions around those demos or anything else you'd want me to show you as we go through those? Nope. Okay. So sorry, did someone try to say something?
No, I just said there's no questions in the box.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Yeah, so your next steps. So next steps for you, if you're looking at starting to play with this, is turn on the Content Assistant beta. I would recommend, again, reading the small print. It is a small little paragraph underneath the box that you turn the tool on with, and it essentially says, don't put anything confidential in there, because this is constantly feeding the AI. So just make sure that this is really for that foundational content, and then you would personally add any confidential information or any detail about companies afterwards. So just be careful about the sort of thing you're putting in there. Test out the various tools. So just have a play with all those different ones there. If you've turned on the Content Assistant beta overall, which I'll show you in a minute how to do, it will turn all of the tools on, but there are every week. Last week, for example, I think about 5 or 6 updates came out in one go for all the different tools, but there are lots of things happening all the time. So test out the various tools and keep an eye on the product updates. Our next session we're running with product updates is on the 12th of July, I think it is, 12th or 13th. So ask to join that and we'll keep you updated on all the new tools. And then, yeah, reiterating that, make sure you add the human touch to anything you generate. So just have a look through it and make sure you've got those tone of voice guidelines and everything that you want to be adding to make sure it's sounding like you in your business. Okay, we've got some time for Q&A. I'm just going to quickly jump out of here and show you where it is to turn it on. So in your settings, this is our test portal, so it's all fake stuff in there anyway. But you would, when you go into your settings now, you'll see Content Assistant is in the right at the bottom. For everyone, it's automatically off at the moment, so you would need to go in and turn it on for the portal. Even though it's a beta, it's available to turn on in every portal. This isn't one that you're going to have to go to the betas and turn on. This section is available on everyone's portal. So you turn it on, it tells you exactly what's included in that. So there are lots of different tools in there now. And then this is the quick disclaimer that I said, so avoid using sensitive information in your prompts. Okay. Any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing so we can go through those.
Can I ask a question? So if as a super admin, if you turn that on, do you turn it on for everybody or do you just turn it on for,
it would be for everyone. Yeah. So it's a portal wide thing you have to turn on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you would have to be a super admin to be able to turn it on. Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. And do you think they'll get to the point where they do a kind of a closed loop system? Because at the minute this is just plugging into OpenAI, isn't it?
I would imagine so. I think they're building it out all the time, and I'd say it's relatively new. It's all kind of launching at the moment, so I wouldn't be surprised. I've not got any set information on that, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Any other questions or anything you'd like me to show you in the tool? No. Okay. Well, if that's all, then hopefully this was useful, give you a bit of an insight into what Content Assistant can do and kind of gives you that ability to go and play with it yourself. So yeah, please do shout if you've got any questions, email us and be more than happy to help. And hopefully we'll see you on our next product update, which, as Carrie's put in the chat, is Wednesday the 12th of July at 10 AM. So let us know if you'd like us to add you to that as well. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.